What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to be doing a full review of P&S Transport. I held off for so long because I don't feel that anything sooner than that is enough time to adequately review P&S Transport. So I wanted to get as much information for you guys as I possibly could. In this video, I'm going to be comparing P&S Transport with Melton Truck Lines. I'm going to be talking about the pay. I'm also going to be talking about not being force dispatched. We're going to talk about the home time, the accessorials, as well as my DM. So here it is. So to make a point for you guys, I want to go back to when I just started trucking and talk and hit on a few key things that I think is important when you choose a trucking company, aside from the pay. So I started out with Trans Am trucking. So any of you guys know they don't have the greatest reputation out there. I think the pay there was 31 cents a mile or something like that. I naively went lease. I had no business going lease, but I knew that when I joined Trans Am, I wasn't joining Trans Am for the pay, guys. I joined Trans Am because I needed to get my foot in the trucking industry, and that was basically the only company that would give me a shot. So for that, I'm always thankful to Trans Am Trucking. When I went over to Melton Truck Lines, after doing a lot of research, I saw that they had a lot of culture over at Melton Truck Lines. So, and I also wanted to learn how to flatbed. So Melton Truck Lines was a great opportunity for me to go over there and learn the skills I needed to move on with my career. You know, Melton Truck Lines, you know, even to this day, I still wave when I pass one of their trucks. You know, all the companies I've been with, they're the only company that, you know, you guys, it doesn't matter if you're on the opposite end of the interstate, you're still going to be, we wave at each other. So I'm still kind of in that habit. I don't really see that much with P&S Transport, but that's not what I joined P&S Transport for. So getting back to my point here, guys, I joined P&S Transport for their lease program and to eventually own my own equipment. And when I say equipment, I mean truck, trailer, the whole 9 yards. I left Melton Truck Lines because it's company oriented. You know, if you want to stay a company guy, that's fine. Melton Truck Lines is an excellent company to do just that. But if you want to own your own equipment and you want to go owner op, you know, you might as well make the move sooner than later, because I don't see it, you know. While I was at Melton Truck Lines, I was force dispatched. I didn't understand any of the lanes or anything like that. So I realized that I needed to learn that stuff before I invest my money into my own equipment. And that's what P&S Transport gave me the ability to do. And one of my subscribers wants to know why I chose P&S Transport over any of the other companies that offer a lease program. So to answer that question for you, I chose P&S Transport because if you go on their page, all you see is people getting the title to their truck, you know, and these guys are doing it after 2 years, after 2.5. Some of them, you know, hold out to 5 years. They just run the truck into the ground. You have the ability to hire your own drivers, put them in that truck once it's paid off, and get another truck. The options are endless. Not to mention, you can also lease your own trailer here as well. Also, what was really attractive to me, guys, is the fact that you have to be here at least a minimum of 3 months just to get onto their lease program. Now, I've been through a predatory lease program before with Trans Am. To me, you know, pairing that with people getting their title, it definitely speaks volumes to me. It tells me that the company wants to see you succeed. Not only do you have to wait 3 months before you can get on the list, but you also have to be grossing at least 15 grand to the truck on a monthly basis. So, you know, their attitude is if you can't gross the money to the truck, they don't want to lease a truck to you because they don't want to see you fail. So with all that paired together, I think I made a great decision. Now, getting into the pay for you guys, I'm as a company driver here at P&S Transport, I made pretty much the same amount of money as I made working over at Melton Truck Lines. And again, the pay wasn't my sole reason for coming here. Now, when I say I made the same amount of money, I'm talking I made between $1,200 to $1,500 a week. Now, you also have to take that with a grain of salt, guys, because I started here with P&S in August, the middle of August. So not only was the economy plummeting, rates sucked, fuel prices were through the roof, but we were also dealing with the holidays and it being the last quarter. Everybody that does flatbed knows the last quarter isn't that profitable when it comes to pulling a flatbed. So with all that being said, I brought in the 5 months that I was here, I grossed $100,000 to my truck. At 27%, I netted about $28,000. Okay, I believe when I just did my taxes, I think it was just a little over $27,000 that I actually brought home. So, you know, take that for what that's worth, guys. Now, let me talk to you about being forced dispatched. Not being forced dispatched when you don't know what you're doing is like a child given free rein. They can do whatever they want, and, you know, no one's there to yell at them, but they still have to face the consequences. So it's a lot like when I transitioned from Melton to over here. It's a lot like, you guys remember when you first got your own pad and you moved out of your parents' house? There was nobody there to tell you when you're screwing up. Nobody there to yell at you for any mistakes that you've made. You just got to live off of your morals and your upbringing. Well, that's the same thing with being forced dispatched versus not being forced dispatched. P&S Transport, they're going to give you as much freedom as you want. So with that freedom comes responsibility, guys. And it's going to drastically affect your check if you don't know what lanes to run, where the dead states are at, you know, where the backhaul states are, your average rate per mile to make all of your ends meet, to meet your minimum expenses. You guys got to figure all that out. And that's why I think that 3 months, you know, it damn sure wasn't enough time, but it was enough time to get me on my feet to where I'm ready to lease a truck. So yeah, you know, as far as being micromanaged here, you're not going to be micromanaged at all. You know, there's nobody. If you're the type of driver that wants to just kind of slack off and you know, take 3-4 days on a 1,000-mile trip, nobody's going to call and complain about it, because a lot of our loads are first come first serve, and the only one you're hurting is really you. So, you know, you gotta, how much money you can make here is completely up to you guys. You know, so it's really subjective. As far as my DM goes, guys, my DM is awesome. Again, he's laid back. I've already made a video about people that, you know, have crappy DMs and, you know, stuff like that. If you want to check that up, I'll put the link right up there for you guys. But yeah, you know, my DM's awesome. The company's awesome. And I actually just went lease. I got a new truck, guys. I'm going to be making some videos about that coming up here in the near future. So definitely stay tuned for that. Now, to wrap this video up, I want to talk about the accessorials. So I know some of you guys are worried about that, like the tarp pay, the detention pay, things like that. You get $40 to tarp here, which it definitely isn't as much as Melton would pay you to tarp. And also, the detention pay, you only get 27% of whatever's billed to the consignee for the detention pay, or the shipper. So take that with a grain of salt. To me, it really means nothing. I look at my numbers at the end of the week, and, you know, 1,500 net is 1,500 net. It doesn't matter what happened, how I got there. That's what I'm making. Sure, I'd make a little more if the accessorials were a little bit better, but, you know, that's where I'm at as a company driver. And I was complacent with that. That's perfectly fine, because, again, I'm still out here learning. So I came over here, guys, for their lease program, and to learn the lanes, learn how to manage myself, manage my numbers. I think I'm doing a pretty good job so far. So with all that being said, guys, if you're still on the fence about joining P&S Transport, you know, just ask yourself, besides the money, what it is you want out of a company. You know, companies are like personalities. Sometimes they clash with the person. It could be a good company for me, but it might not be a good fit for you. So do your research. Obviously, you're doing it if you're watching this video. And yeah, stay tuned for my upcoming videos, guys. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all take care.
24 hours in a day, what the fuck you gonna say? Pick a lane, man, you gotta choose one. It's what they used to tell me every day. Caught a few along the way, don't be afraid if you gotta lose one. I'm trying to take it higher, the boy is on fire. He preaching to the choir, you know that. Never been a liar, the boy is on fire. I'll take it to the wire, you know that.